You can definitely work it through the brows. Please, less is more. Definitely work the brow. Give that a go if you want to try that. Welcome back to my channel, Attorney Brooke. So I wanted to pop on and show you guys super quickly what I like to do for my eyebrows, just like maintenance wise, and kind of like what my current brow routine is. So I've kind of said before, I'm not like a super brows on fleek kind of gal, never have been. And I don't particularly love like the super deep like crayon look, nor do I love like the trendy like werewolf look that's happening right now. I'm kidding. But like the laminated type brow look, I do like a little bit of like fluff or like push up with the brow, like if I'm really trying for a look, just because it does give the appearance of like your brows looking fuller, and just kind of, if you're just going for like a natural glam and you kind of want the brows to accompany that look, then yeah, I do like a little bit of a pushed up look. But nonetheless, I'll just quickly show you guys what I do. I have just like a clean face right now, so no product in the brow. I am gonna go in right now with the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Freeze Brow Styling Wax. I don't know if she has it in different shades, but this one I've been using, it's in clear. So it's a super thick, like almost like putty-like substance that it's malleable. So once you place it on the brows, you can definitely work it through the brows, move the brows where you want it, and then eventually it's gonna give like a little bit of a tackiness and a set. Now, I've definitely tried other like brows freeze type products, and I think this one kind of falls in the middle. You can definitely get the manipulation of the brows that you want, but I mean, for me particularly in my brows, it doesn't really freeze it in place necessarily. I think my brows just kind of like love the way that they already sit naturally, so they just tend to like find that position throughout the day. But nonetheless, I'm gonna go in with just a clean spoolie, but I just go in and like pull with the spoolie a pretty generous amount, so you can see how much I pulled. And like, I definitely don't do this every day, but if I'm doing like more of a glam look, then I like to throw a little bit more into my brows, or if like I'm gonna trim them. So I put it on the back of my hand. I try to like get it in the bristles, just like more of an even coat. Then I go in and I give the brow a bit more. I'm gonna try to focus it. Okay, you can already see the difference on how much fuller it looks just by brushing the brow like up and through a bit more. So what I have taught myself with trimming of the brows is I push my brows up to kind of like a natural brush through of what I would like for that more laminated look. And then you'll kind of see, if you like lightly follow through with the brush, you can see like where hairs might be uneven if you don't love that, or where if they're like getting super long and like sticking out somewhere, you can kind of, it'll give you an idea of where that, like if that's like your style, where that unwanted length is. So when I'm going through for the trimming purposes, I like am just very generous with the brow freeze, because I want to get my brows where I want them, so that I can go in with some scissors. So let me get a good coat through. Like, look at how crazy the difference. So like, it definitely, like I said earlier, it's definitely tacky, it's malleable, and you can definitely work the brow. So some people like to do like the super pushed up. Like, I just think it looks like you've electrocuted yourself. But also, I'm just like not that committed to a brow, which is fine. I would rather spend my time and energy on like bronzer and lipstick, because that's just who I am. So nice brush through. For this particular like brow sesh, I'm kind of giving it some pressure so that I can really work the brow and the product like where I'm wanting it, just for purposes of like seeing what I like and don't like right now about my brow. I've said before, my brows are just like naturally small, naturally thin, and like naturally uneven, which I don't think are necessarily bad qualities. It's just kind of like how they are. So sometimes I just throw a little bit of clear gel or tinted gel through it. Sometimes I will pencil fill in a bit more with a brow pencil, and then sometimes I'll do more of this laminated look. But nonetheless, I kind of have the brows where I want them. Let me push these a little bit more. And then I'm gonna go in with just some small scissors, some trimming scissors. These aren't like my fave because they're kind of curved, so it's really hard to like get in like up against the skin. But I go in and I am going to use kind of the pointed part as a guide. And like, please, for the love of all, if you're like personally maintaining your own brows and you like don't go see a professional, like please, less is more. Please, please, please do not over pluck or like over trim. Like I am literally doing like the most subtle amount, and I'm really gonna stay more away from the top here. I just look kind of like a little bit more on the side action, just to give it a little bit of a trim. There we go. And it just kind of like helped define it a bit more. Probably hard to tell. Follow like your natural shape, a good clean trim. There, I like that. Just to give it like, you know, you trim your hair, you trim your nails, like don't forget the eyebrows. Yeah, I like that. Okay, now I'm gonna go in on this side, do the same thing. Try to keep it even. Like I am by no means a professional. So, I mean, if it gets a little cray, that's fine, but I'm gonna go in on this side. Just a tad. Like my brows are already being disrespectful. Like they don't stay, but I don't want to force it too much. And I do this like maybe once every few months. Like I don't do anything crazy. There we go. So you can kind of see where some of these crazy longer ones are. And I'm just like going on that like natural line here. And like whatever just gets kind of caught up in it, I'll do a quick snip and just keep it like super simple, nothing cray. Like you'll find that your eyebrows will actually like work better and work in your routine better with brow products when they're actually like properly trimmed. Like I'm not a good advocate right now for the Anastasia because it's literally not staying. I'm good on the trimming. I just wanted to get like some of the scragglers, and I like to use the gel just as like a tool to get there. Okay, so a trick that I learned by Makeup by Kelly Ann. I follow her on Instagram, love her makeup style. So a trick that I learned with her from brows is if you do like that laminated, like super fluffy brow look that's in right now, she actually uses sometimes the Got To Be Glued hair gel, which is like seal like on the brows. And that actually is good for like the unruly brows to keep them in place throughout the day. So give that a go if you wanna try that. Okay, I'm gonna go in with and just show you like the rest of my brow routine just with a reusable pad and just some micellar water. I don't always love that Anastasia or any kind of like brow freeze, so I'm just gonna wipe that through just to break it down. Yeah, the brows already look just better with them just being trimmed up. Like even when you like trim your hair or whatever, like you just feel fresher and you look better. Now I'm gonna go in with a different spoolie just because my other one has all the brow freeze in it. So I just have this one. Okay, so let me go in with, oh, they're everywhere. Just a dry cloth, dry out whatever product might still be there. Okay, so what I like to do if I'm doing my brows, I just do like a quick brush through for anything that might be a little ratty, just to kind of see where they naturally are. And then right now I've been loving this brow pencil. It's Brow Cheap by Charlotte Tilbury. It's like her dual ended. This is the spoolie side, and then this is the actual product side. Twist up, all that jazz. So this is in natural brown, it looks like, and I've been using this for a few weeks, and I actually really like it. I like it for me. I just like to do very light brush strokes just to fill in a little bit. I don't like to create like a whole new shape or a whole new look. So I like this because it's very light and like dainty, and it lets you do that. So what I've learned that I like, what works for me, I start here in the inner part, and like that is where my brows are particularly thin. Like a lot of people are blessed with like the good deep brows that like start here and are just like pew pew. Like mine will never be that, and that's fine. It's hard to see, but I do have sparse hairs. So what I like to do, I like to hold my pencil this way because I like to like imitate the type of strokes of like what my hair naturally does. So like it's, you know, starts as like the follicle and then it airs out and like brushes up. So I like to do that. So I start like towards the bottom here where it's like super sparse, and then I just lightly, like so lightly, brush up. Like I'm literally just like licking just at the bottom. And I'm following the like natural hairs that are already there. And like I'm not going super low or anything. I'm just following natural hairs and kind of like giving them a little brother or sister. And like right here on the sides, like I do have hairs that kind of sparse down. So I'm just like recreating that effect down at the tail of my brow. I don't like to create like a whole new look. And like this color is I think a bit warm for my brunette, which is fine. Like I'm not gonna like change the product, but just adding in a little bit of love down here. There. So you can kind of see how I like complemented like the natural shape of my brow. So you can see the difference. And that's literally it, like nothing crazy. I'm gonna do it on this side. And again, like the lightest strokes, like less is more, you can always add in. It's harder to take away like big Crayola marks. I've just like always had little brows, so I don't want to like create some look where I see people and they're like, who do you think you are? Just adding in and like right here. I like to go in right under there and pull out just on the tail end. So like little cray in the middle, but I'll show you what I do. So that's just like nothing perfect, super light, just to get like the natural like fill in. Then I do actually like the spoolie side. It's smaller, and so it's, you can kind of get in a little bit more. Again, lightly, I like to diffuse that bottom like rooted line that I created. Lightly, just brushing up. Like my tip or trick is just light. Like I just don't want people to look at me in person and be like, I can see where you put product. That's just not the look I'm going for on a day-to-day. So I'm just kind of like following those natural brush strokes that I did. This is lightly just blending it to make it less harsh wherever I did it. And like, I just want these to look like furry and light. Yeah, I like that. And then the last thing I do super quickly is I go in and I have tried several brow gels. Well, I loved the Glossier Boy Brow. I think it's like 20-30 bucks for like a little bit. And like a brow product like the gel, like a little goes a long way, and like the product lasts a while. For me particularly, it's fine, I guess. I think a really good dupe that's more affordable than the Glossier Boy Brow is the E.L.F. Wow Brow. And I got this one. It's like drugstore, you can get it at CVS. I have it. Shade is neutral brown, so like similar to my Charlotte Tilbury stick. So I don't know, I've gone through several of these, so I think it is like the nature of the bristles itself. It's a little hard to tell, but this bristle, the bristles in the spoolie are very short and compact, but also small, so I like that because I have small brows. But if you do have these and you look super close at the bristles, there's like little sparse, like extra bristles, super thin, that are going every which way. It's like that on all of the E.L.F. products I've purchased so far of the Wow Brow, so I like it because I think it's like part of the application process just makes it more natural, because you're getting just like those natural like diffused brush strokes with those itty bitty bristles that come through. So nonetheless, I like to take it, and I do have it in this brown color, so it just adds in a bit more depth. And because I am going super light, like I am starting right here at the front of the brow. Some makeup artists like teach to kind of start in the middle where like the deepest part of your brow is, and then you can diffuse the product out so that it's a bit more natural. And I really just like to focus on these like inner eyebrows that like are sparse for me, just to give them a little more love. Like I said, like I'm not doing anything over laminated. I'm not forcing like a shape. I'm just like doing what's naturally there. So to me, they are looking a little crown light because I am just like, that's me, I'm a little bit picky. So I just like am going in with this micellar water pad and just like kind of cleaning up. Like don't want to go too high up top. Yeah, that's better. And then something that I've learned or like taught myself just by like the style of the brow that I like, if like something is a little too harsh or like in the middle, or you want a more diffused look, I just go in with any makeup brush, and I probably should do a bit more of a refined one, but I really like my concealer one that's just like fluffy. And I like ever so lightly just like brush these middle parts, like literally the lightest touch, just to help with the blend in the middle so that it's not too stark or like too shaped up for me. Just kind of around the natural borders, just to diffuse. Okay, and that's pretty much it. That's all I do. And like for me, that's like super quick. I can do it in like 60 seconds. So that's just kind of how I give myself a little bit of a trim on the brows if they get a little like Albert Einstein-y and a little cray. And then yeah, just like my everyday like go-to quick brow. And that's about it. I'm not really like the brow queen, like I said before. So if you guys actually have any recommendations on like good brow products or techniques or anything like that, if like your brow style is kind of similar to mine, then I would definitely be interested in learning. So that's about it. Thanks for tuning in on my little brow sesh, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.